it's Kelly with Kellyscards.ca, and today I'm going to do a review on this embossing powder. I showed this in a recent haul, and this is a really unique embossing powder. It's quite sparkly and really shimmery, as you can kind of see from the lid there. And I have already taken a piece of white cardstock. I've covered it with the sticky ink, something like VersaFine, and I have covered this with the powder. So now I'm going to heat set this. This is what it looks like before, and I'm going to now heat set it, and then we can look at it, what it looks like after. I just finished heat setting it, and you can see it's really glimmery and really iridescent, and I really like this pearly look. I've done this piece so then I can die cut things out of it and it will come out sparkly. Another way that you can use this is you can take your die cuts and you can press it into your clear embossing ink, and you can just kind of press it in like this. And you can press your die cut into the pad. This is a much more messier way to do it, but it is an option if you already have a piece that has been die cut and you want to add this. And again, we can just do this over the top, and I'm going to just grab my tweezers here, and now I'm going to heat set this and we'll take a look at this. So there, that piece is now done. One thing I've noticed is this takes a lot more heating up to get the full embossing effect. You have to wait a little bit longer than regular embossing powders. So now this little flower piece is done. It's kind of hard to see because it is so thin, but it is quite glimmery, and I think this will add a lot to die cuts. I also have a pink one that I've done here, and maybe we'll do that one as well so we can see what that looks like. So I'll just bring my pad in here, and I'm going to push this down again into the pad. And I'll pick that up, and I'll pull this over, and I'll just jump the rest of the jar on. We'll just see how this looks, being that it's die cut already on pink. So we'll move this out of the way, and we'll bring our heat gun back in. So there, we'll take that off, and you can kind of see now more with the pink that you see that little bit of shimmer, and I really like that. Maybe what I'll do is I'll bring in this blue background, and you can see it even more on here. So I'm just curious now. I'm going to take this waffle flower die. Now this is the awesome die. I showed this in a haul. So first I'm going to take, and I'm just going to cut some of this paper that I just embossed with this die. And I'm going to die cut this, and we'll take a look at how that looks. So now that I've die cut this, I'm just going to pull this out of the die here, and we can take a look at what it looks like. You can kind of see the glimmer. I hope you can see the glimmer, and it really adds a lot to a die cut. I mean, you can die cut anything and use this embossing powder. So I'm curious to know if I emboss this first with pink and then with the glimmer, how it will look. So I'm just going to take this strip, and I'm just going to dump some of the pink on, and I'll just catch it here onto my piece. And I'll bring my heat tool in, and we'll heat this up and we'll see what happens. I've heated this up now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to reapply the sticky ink, and then I will add the shimmer embossing powder, the iridescent powder, and we'll see how it looks. So I'll just bring this in here, and we'll put this over this page just to catch it. I usually have everything into my dishes, but this one is so new I haven't done it yet. And I think what's going to happen is now we're going to have this pink embossed color, but with the iridescent look to it. So I'm going to heat it set this now. I've come back and I have just embossed this iridescent on top of the pink, and it looks pretty good. It's very pearlized. It's what you would expect. You can first emboss it with the color you want, and then use this on top. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to die cut this piece with this awesome die, and we can take a look at what it looks like. And yes, this is very pretty, and it's definitely, you can see from the light now that it's pearlized. If I just tilt it there, you can see the glimmer. I think this is a really great way to get more use out of this powder. Not only can you use it to do backgrounds, you can put it on die cuts, you can emboss different colors first and then put this on. And I just love the idea of making shaker card bits for it, because really the possibilities are endless. You can die cut so many of these shapes and so many colors now and have this little bit of shimmer, and you don't have to buy the expensive cardstock that's like $3 or $4 a piece. This is really good because sometimes we end up having to buy like a whole sheet of paper in a color we only need a little bit. So if you need a die cut that's just this small on pink paper, you can pretty much make your own if you already have that embossing color. So I hope this gave you some ideas, and I think this is great stuff. It does take a little bit more to warm up and to fully emboss it through compared to my other embossing powders, but really like the sparkle. Again, it's very, very pretty. You can see there I've got the light on it so that you can see the light. And I just think that it's going to add a lot to our die cuts. Again, the shaker cards. You could even go so far as put this as a background. And again, if you only need a small amount of paper to cut something out, you can easily make it and you don't have to make more than you need. So again, thank you so much for joining me for this review of this Judikins embossing powder. Again, this is the iridescent sparkle, and again, you can grab one of these if that interests you. Really like this idea, and again, it just adds a little bit more glimmer than the regular embossing powder. So I hope you enjoyed this review. You can check me out at Kellyscards.ca, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day.